Good morning, students. In this session, we will be discussing about numericals of the previous applications of Biot-Savart law. As maximum as possible, we will solve some numericals and some of them will be given as assignment to you. Listen to me carefully. The first question. The basic questions how they will be asked. Find the magnetic induction at a point O. Magnetic induction means what? Magnetic field intensity at point O. Where is the point O identified in this diagram? So this is the point O. Clear? Now, there is a wire PQ wire is given and there is another wire QRS is given. It is bent. It is a straight wire. It is a bent wire. And ST is also another wire. This is the straight wire having infinite length. You can see one end. This is the straight wire is having infinite length one end. The other end is at fixed. The other end is fixed here. Okay. Now, where is the point? This is the point O. So this is the point O. At this point, due to this R, you can find the magnetic field. At this point, due to the straight current carrying wire, at one end is having infinite length, you can find the magnetic field here. You can find the magnetic field due to this straight long infinite wire. One end is infinite, the other end is fixed. You can find the magnetic field. The three cases, for your better understanding, I am just writing individually so that it will be a revision from the previous class, right? So what was the first case here? So magnetic field due to an R. So this is the R. For example, this is the R is making an angle theta with the center. So this is the theta with the center through which current I is flowing. Magnetic field at the center due to this R, whatever may be this angle, the angle may be pi by 2, pi by 4, pi or 2 pi, whatever it may be. Okay, so the magnetic field due to this R at this point, so B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi R. R is what? Radius of this R into theta. So that is the formula we have derived also in the last class. You can check if you have any doubts. Now, the second case, so there is an infinite long wire. At one end, it is the point P is connected here, kept here. So through the infinite wire, the current flowing is I. At this point, you find the magnetic field. It's so simple. You know, right? The formula here, mu naught I by 4 pi R. R is the distance between these 2 points. Okay. So mu naught I by 4 pi R into sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. Okay. Clear? So what is phi 1 and phi 2? So that is important here. So phi 1 is 0 because there is this end is connected to the point P directly here. There is no angle made by this and this point. Understand? So this we are already discussed. So phi 1 is 0 and phi 2 will be 90 degrees. How phi 2 will be 90 degrees? Because this phi 2 is the angle made by this line and this wire. See, the angle here you can see here, it is 90 degrees. Okay. So now 0 degrees and 90 degrees you substitute here. So what do you get? Mu naught I by 4 pi R into sine 0. It's 0 plus sine 90. It's 1. So what I can write? It is mu naught I by 4 pi R. That's it. These are the magnitudes. And directions also we need to find out. What is the direction? At this point, you know, right hand thumb rule if you apply, see here. So this is what the right hand thumb is pointing in the direction of current. So the right side of this part, this wire, so the magnetic field lines are into the plane. So here the magnetic field lines are into the plane. Okay. And here also the same thing. So this is what the right hand thumb rule I am using here. Some of the students asked me the right hand thumb rule. So here again I am explaining the right hand thumb rule. You can see here. Imagine we are holding a current carrying conductor such that the thumb is pointing in the direction of current. Okay, and the curve of the fingers towards it. Imagine this is your current carrying conductor. Current is moving upwards. So we are holding it like this. You can see here, curve of the fingers are representing the direction of the magnetic field lines. So according to the curve of the fingers, so you can see here, so this is wire, right side of it and left side of it. So wire is here, right side of the wire you can see the field lines are into the plane. Left side of this you can see the field lines are out of the plane. So the same thing here. So this is the current carrying wire. Point P is here. This point P is left side or right side. This point P is right side of the wire. So the magnetic field lines at this point is into the plane. So your answer also into the plane. Okay, clear? So with this basics you can solve this question easily. Here, these are individual cases. Here, the case is the combination of three magnetic fields, right? Because there is a magnetic field at this point due to this wire. There is a magnetic field at this point due to this arc. There is a magnetic field at this point due to this wire. Understand? So what I am writing here is the first step. So the magnetic field due to magnetic field at point O due to the wire called PQ. Understand? So due to the wire called PQ. So at this point I am writing it is as B1. Okay. So what is B1? For this one end infinite wire at the another end point O is located here at what distance? They have given clearly to the radius R, radius of the circle, and here also it will be the radius of the circle from here to here, and from here to here also it is the radius of the circle. Okay, so this is what the radius of the circle. At a distance R, the point P is located here, or in terms of O is located here, and this is the similar case of this one. One end is infinite, another end is here, exactly perpendicular to this end, then the point P is located. So this case is similar to this one. And the magnetic field at the point P or at the point O will be mu naught I by 4 pi r. Okay, so B1 is mu naught I by 4 pi r. What about the magnetic field direction at this point? So this is what the current carrying wire, right side of this the point is located. Then the magnetic field lines are into the plane here. So I am writing here, this is the magnetic field lines which are into the plane. Understand? So now in the same way, what is the magnetic field at point O due to this is an important, due to QRS. So QRS. So QRS is an arc. Yes or no? Yes. So magnetic field into the arc. What is the formula? Mu naught I by 4 pi into radius of the circle. What's the radius of the circle here? It is r into theta. What is theta? See here we have written already. Mu naught I by 4 pi r is radius of the circle and theta. What is theta here? So theta in this case, what is theta? You can see here. This is the arc and this is the another arc. What is the angle made? Can I write this pi? Definitely I can write it as pi. The angle here it is angle made by the arc at the center of the circle, that's called theta there. Theta here it is pi. So here also you can take this pi and pi cancel. And what is the final value here? We get mu naught I by 4r. Understand? So this is here the magnetic field direction. It is also important for us. You can see here. This is the current flowing in this direction. At this point we focus. The current is flowing in this direction. By using right hand thumb rule, you can see here. So the field lines are into the plane here. So I am writing the field lines are into the plane. Okay. Now, there is a third wire is also located here. So, third wire is ST. So, now the magnetic field due to magnetic field I can say at point OD. So, due to ST, due to the wire called ST, the magnetic field. So, this is also similar to the first case, isn't it? Because one end is infinite, at the other end, at a perpendicular distance r, the point O is located. Is it the similar case of this one? Exactly yes. So then what I can write? So B3 is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r. We need to check the direction. So as it is, you cannot take. You need to check the direction. So the direction here you can see. This is what the current by carrying direction, and right side of it, the point O is located. You can see here. So the right side of it to the point O is located. The field lines are into the plane. In detailed analysis we are doing, right? Simply on my own I am not doing, I am not moving ahead. Simply we are not discussing. So there is a purpose of discussing all these things. Understand? So now B3 is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r into the magnetic field, right? So magnetic field line's direction is into the plane, right? Now what we need to do? The question is, find the magnetic induction at point O. They are not asking you to only this wire, or to do only this R, or to do this wire. They are asking you to find the net magnetic field at this point. As all the directions are into the plane, so the net magnetic field will be B, and net will be equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3. Okay, so the net magnetic field, as the directions are same, we are just adding it up. When the directions are different, we will not be adding it, right? We will be subtracting it when the directions are opposite. Understand? When the magnetic field directions are perpendicular to each other, what we will do, you know? We will be using the vector laws of addition to find the resultant. I hope it's very clear to you. What I am going to tell you is, when the magnetic field lines are in the same direction, we will just add up. When the magnetic field lines are in opposite direction, we will just subtract it. When the magnetic field lines are perpendicular to each other, we find the resultant by using vector laws of addition, because magnetic field or magnetic field intensity is a vector quantity. Clear? Right. So B1 plus B2 plus B2, right? B1 mu naught I by 4 pi r plus B2 mu naught I by 4 r plus B3 mu naught I by 4 pi r. Okay. So what I can write here? So this mu naught I by 4 pi r. This is mu naught I by 4 pi r. So I can write 2 mu naught I by 4 pi r plus mu naught I by 4 r. So look at the options. See here, two are cancelled. Look at the options. In what form we need? So here you can take mu naught I common. You can take mu naught I by r common. You can take only I common. You can take only mu naught common. Anything you can do it. So but depends on the options you need to go. So look at the options here. So there is mu naught is taken common in both the cases. See, obviously these two are wrong. Okay. So these two are wrong. So now we have only these two. And there is no negative symbol there. You can see whatever you take common. So this is also wrong. So the definitely correct option will be this. But still, let's check. Let us take common mu naught. So what is that mu naught? If you take common here I by 2 pi r. So it is I by 2 pi r, and here mu naught if you take common it will be I by 4 r. You check whether you got the answer or not. See here mu naught if you take common I by 2 pi r plus I by 4 r. So that is the first option which is correct. I hope you understand the numerical. So many numericals based on this we will be solving now. Let us start some more numericals. Find the magnetic induction at point O. So this is the point O, and it's clearly visible that there is an arc. There is an arc which is making an angle pi with the center of the circle. You know magnetic field due to this arc. Fine. Now, there is a one wire which is infinite wire, one end. The other end is finite at this point. But the point O is located with respect to the first wire on the axis. Understand? And there is a third wire there. The first wire, second wire, third wire. The first wire, second wire, third wire. Due to the first wire, the magnetic field at this point we need to find out. Due to the second wire, the magnetic field at this point we need to find out. And due to the third wire, magnetic field at this point we need to check. That's our aim. Okay. Now it's clearly visible that due to this wire and due to this wire, the magnetic field at this point will be zero according to the Biot-Savart law, what we have discussed. If this is the wire through which the current I is flowing, finite or infinite, whatever it may be. If the point lies on this axis of the wire, if this is point P, or even if this is point P, on the axis if the point lies, the magnetic field at this point will be zero. Okay, so it clearly can be written as the magnetic field at point O due to first and third wire is zero. Okay, so what I can write is B3 is equal to first and third. First and third. B3 is equal to B1 is equal to 0. Okay. Now it is very clear we have only one wire which is an arc. So the magnetic field due to the second wire which is an arc. Okay, what is that? B2 is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi into radius of the circle. It's r, small r, into theta. What is the theta here? Pi. So the same thing I am writing here. Mu naught I by 4 pi r into pi. Pi cancel. So the final answer here, mu naught I by 4r. What about its direction? Here the current is moving in this direction. Right side of this, the field lines are into the plane. You can use the right hand thumb rule. Field lines are into the plane. So the net magnetic field will be equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3, which is equal to 0 plus mu naught I by 4r into the plane plus 0. What is answer? So the final answer is mu naught I by 4r. Understand? Where the final direction is into the plane. This is also a very important problem. All the problems. See, there is no connection with the previous model and this one. In the same way, another one we will discuss. In some of the NEET exams, this question was asked. You can check the previous year question papers. Let's read the question. A circular current carrying wire has radius r. This is the circular current carrying wire of radius r. Okay. The distance from the center of the coil on the axis where the magnetic induction will be 1 by 8 of its value at the center of the coil. If you read the question once again carefully, you will understand it better. Okay. So what they are telling here is there is a circular coil of radius r through which a current I is flowing from the center at a distance called x. What happens here, magnetic field at this point is 1 by 8 times of magnetic field at the center. Okay, find this x. So So at this x, it is happening. So we need to find this x. Read the question once again. A circular current carrying wire has a radius r. The distance from the center of the coil on the axis where the magnetic field is 1 by 8 times of its value at the center of the coil. Right? So this is the main point and the given data of the numerator. The main point is this one. Right? So why I am telling you it is the main point? Because this is the case, we have already discussed the formula. Magnetic field due to a circular coil not at the center, at some distance on its axis. That's B. What is the B? Writing here, B is equal to mu naught I r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. I hope you could recollect this. So that is this B. 1 by 8 into magnetic field at the center of the circular coil. You know what is the magnetic field at the center of the circular coil? It's mu naught I by 2r, where r is the radius of the circular coil. I hope you could recollect this too. Okay, clear? Now let's come back to this one. According to the given value B, what is B here? Mu naught I r square divided by 2 into r square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 8 into magnetic field at the center of the circular coil mu naught I by 2r. Mu naught I cancel. 2 cancel. What is remain? You can write. What is remain? Just cross multiply. 8r into r. So it is 8r cubed, which is equal to r square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2 into 1. So that is r square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. Right? Clear? So our aim is to find. Our aim is to find x. Okay. In terms of r. See the options there. These are the options. So r by root 3, x is r root 3, x is 2r root 3, x is 2 by root 3 into r. You know, the easiest way to do this is substitute first option, second option, third option, fourth option. It will not take much time. But if you start solving this, it will take much time. Understand? So write down 8r cubed plus is equal to r square plus x square. Right? So you can substitute the first option, for example. Let's take first option. X is equal to r by root 3. If 8r cubed, which is equal to r square plus, it is x square. What is x square? R square by 3 whole to the power 3 by 2. So this is the value. You need to check whether you get 8r cube or not. Okay. So what is this? R square plus r square. This is 3r square plus r square. 4r square by 3 whole to the power 3 by 2. And it will never be equal to 8r cube. Okay. It will never be equal to 8r cube. You can try further. So the first option is not possible. And the second option, let's check. If second option x is equal to, what is x is equal to? R root 3, then substitute here. 8r cube is equal to r square plus x square. What is our x square? X is r root 3, right? X square is r square into 3. So that is 3r square whole to the power 3 by 2. So what I can write here? 4r square whole to the power 3 by 2. And you see here. So this 4r square I can write 4 to the power 3 by 2 into r square into 3 power to the power 3 by 2. And this I can write it as 4 to the power 1 by 2 into 4
power square into, sorry, r square whole to the power 3 by 2 means 2 gets cancelled, it is r cube. So 4 to the power 1 by 2. 4 to the power 1 by 2 means what? Root 4. Root 4 is what? 2. 2 into 4. 8. 8 into r cube. 8 r cube. Understand? When you substitute your x value is r root 3, then you got this equation satisfied. So that indicates when x value is r root 3. So this is the x value is root 3r. Then at the distance of this much, magnetic field induction will be 1 by 8 times at the central value. So this is how the questions can be asked, right? Let's solve some more for your better understanding. As I told you, right, according to the length of the class, as maximum as possible, numericals we will be solving now. Look at the question here. Two straight long conductors. You should understand when they have given that two straight long conductors means they have infinite length from both the ends. From this statement, the two wires are having infinite length from both the ends. AOB and COD are perpendicular to each other. AOB. So that means, so this is the first wire is having a length called AOB, right? So just have taken this. So these are infinite. COD, both are perpendicular. You can see this is the COD. This is perpendicular and this is infinite. And COD. See here. They are carrying currents I1 and I2. So imagine this AB wire is carrying a current I1. This CD is the wire carrying a current I2. Any direction you can take, from left to right or right to left, up to down or to up, anything. The magnitude of the magnetic field at a distance P, at a distance of the magnitude of the magnetic induction at a point P, at a distance of D from the point O. Where is the point O? Here is the point O. Understand? From this point O, at a distance D, you can see here, you can imagine. From this point O, at a distance D, there is a point P is located, right? And the point P is located in the direction perpendicular to the plane contains ABCD. Imagine this is ABCD plane. Perpendicular to this means somewhere here. Understand? So for your better understanding, listen to me carefully. So imagine this is your ABCD plane, right? So imagine it is your ABCD plane. The first wire through which current I1 flowing is kept like this. Second wire through which current I2 is flowing is kept like this. Carefully see. First wire is kept like this. Second wire is kept like this. Right? So at a distance, this is the first wire. At a distance D from it. At a distance B from it. So there is a point P is located. What is the magnetic field due to this wire at this point? And at the same time, there is another wire is kept like this. Okay. So from this wire also there is a point D. At a distance point D, the point P is placed. At a distance D, the point P is placed. Got it? Clear? So first, due to this wire at a distance D, what is the magnetic field? We need to find out. And it's so simple here. Before moving into this numerical, I'll just give you what is the formula behind this one. So you know, if there is an infinite wire is there to which the current I flows at a distance D, what is the point at point P is placed here? What is the magnetic field at point P here? Because phi 1 and phi 2 both are 90 degrees here. It's phi 1 and it's phi 2 both are 90 degrees here. So what is that? Mu naught I by 4 pi into B, because this is B here, into sin 90 plus sin 90. So better I am writing here so that you can recollect. formula. So mu naught I by 2 pi d. So that is the direct formula. Because of this wire, magnetic field at the point D will be, because it is infrared. Because of first wire, magnetic field at infinity, sorry, at the point P, which is located at a distance D, is mu naught I by 2 pi d. I am writing here because of the first wire, magnetic field at the point P, which is equal to mu naught I1. See, here I is I1. So the first wire current I1 is flowing by 2 pi d. Okay. Forget about the direction. Direction is a next topic. Now, same way, look at here. Because of this wire also, at the point P, which is located at a distance d, the magnetic field is how much? Same mu naught I2 by 2 pi d, right? But due to the second wire, the magnetic field, which is B2, mu naught I2 by 2 pi d. Here comes the interesting part about that. What we have discussed so far, what we have learned so far is when B1 and B2 are in the same direction, we have just added up to find the net magnetic field. When B1 and B2 are in the opposite directions, we have just subtracted to find the net magnetic field. When B1 and B2 directions are perpendicular to each other, I have told you need to use the vector laws of addition to find the result. Okay, let's come back to this direction. Let's concentrate on the first one. So this is what your first wire through which current I is flowing. Carefully see, current is flowing upwards, and at the distance d, there is a point is located here. For your better understanding, I am telling here, there is a current carrying wire at a point at a distance d. So there is a point. Okay. Now look at here. So the current is moving upwards. So right side of it, so the magnetic field lines are into the plane. Because of this, the magnetic field lines, I am talking about this, forget about this diagram. From this diagram, imagination is impossible of this case. Why? Because your point B is here. How can you imagine? Okay, clear? So this is AB wire at a point P at a distance D. The magnetic field is directed into the plane like this. That is the direction at this. The first magnetic field direction like this. Okay. Now second one. This is right. Because of this, current is moving in this direction. Careful this. Current is moving in this direction. Exactly at this point. At this point. So magnetic field lines are moving here in this way. Right? See, magnetic field lines are moving in this way. Okay. Clear? Sure? Again I am telling you. Because of this wire, at a point P, field lines are moving like this. So in this way, towards the pole. Okay. Because of this wire, if you apply right hand thumb rule, so the magnetic field at this point is in this way, downwards you see. One field line is moving in this way, another field lines are moving in this way. Both are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Clear? Again, come back to this. Because of this wire, field lines are in this direction. Because of this wire, field line is in this direction. See here, one direction is like this, another direction is like this. Right? One is in this way, another one is in this way. So that means both the field lines are in perpendicular to each other. So I am writing the same here as B1 and B2 are perpendicular to each other. So I can write the magnitude of this will be equal to square root of B1 square plus B2 square. Alright. So what is B1 square? Square root B1 square mu naught I1 by 2 I2 by 2 pi d whole square. Okay. So B is equal to square root mu naught by 2 pi d whole square can be taken common because mu naught I1 is different, I2 is different. Only mu naught by 2 pi d whole square is taken common. It's I1 square plus I2 square. Okay, so now mu naught by 2 pi whole square will come out, so that will be just mu naught by 2 pi d square root I1 square plus I2 square. In one of the NEET exam, the same model question was asked. You can check if you want in your previous exam question papers. Right? Always do not expect a direct question because you are not studying 10th standard or 9th standard. So the questions will be asked in this way. Alright? See, different models. All the models what we have discussed are different. Right? Let's see one more numerical. Last question of the session, you can see here. Find the magnetic induction at point O. How many wires are here? That much of magnetic field will be generated at this point O, will be produced. Now, imagine it is a straight wire, number one. There is an arc here, or you can say starting from A, B, there will be an AB, it's a straight line. B to C, it's an arc, second one. C to D, again it is straight wire, you can say it's third one. Again D, E, A, so this is an arc, it's 4. So there are 4 magnetic fields at this point O due to 4 type of wires. Magnetic field due to the first wire. So B1 which is equal to 0. When I say it is 0, why? Because this is the wire, finite or infinite, whatever it may be, the point O is located where? The point O is located, you can see, exactly on the axis of this one. At the same time, third wire also you can see this is the first, third, second, number 1 and 4, right? You see the third wire also. So this is the wire, finite or infinite, whatever it may be. The point O is located on its axis. Now, directly B3 also is equal to 0. And what is B2? B2 is equal to, because of this arc, the magnetic field at this point will be mu naught I by 4 pi into radius of that circular arc. So R1 into theta. What is theta here? So theta here is pi. Right? Pi cancel. So mu naught I by 4R1 and direction. So magnetic field is, current is moving in this direction. According to right hand rule at this point, flow into the plane. Clear? And fourth wire. So fourth wire is also an arc. So mu naught I by 4 pi. Radius of that arc is R2. It's clearly given into angle. Here also this arc is also making an angle, same pi. Okay, it's pi. So pi cancel and mu naught I by 4R2. And here the magnetic field, as you can see here, current is moving in this direction. And for this point, so the current is in this direction, and this is the point O is right side of this. Then the magnetic field lines here, because of this wire, are into the plane again. Okay. So now, what's our concept? So the net magnetic field is equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4. Got the point? B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4. So here, what I can write net value. 0 and 0. B1 and B3 are 0. And here, both are same, right? Mu naught I by 4 R1, mu naught I by 4 R2. So as they are in the same direction, I'm just adding it up. Mu naught I by 4 R1, mu naught I by 4 R2. Okay, so what you can take common here? Mu naught I by 4 you can take common 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If somebody asks you to find the net direction is also into the plane. This is how numericals will be asked, right? So maximum type of models we have covered here, and some more models will be covered in worksheets as well as in the final assignment after the end of the